UFC 1, November 12th, 1993. That's when I always believed Americans were first introduced to the fighting style of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I thought before that event, unless you were like a hardcore fight fan, you had never heard of that fighting style before, were not aware of it. And not only I thought that, but I would have thought that most Americans would agree with me on that. That was their belief also. I just watched a YouTube clip that completely surprised me. What I heard I was not expecting. I'm going to show that now and see if it surprises you as much as it surprised me.
That would be no, wouldn't it? 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Francis.
Thank you, dear.
Do you ever touch the people that you come in contact with?
Yes, I do.
You do. Do you ever, would you say that it requires skill, your work? Physical skill of some kind?
Yes.
Has your work anything to do with jiu-jitsu or judo or acrobatics?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Randall.
The woman you saw in that clip there, her name was Arlene Francis, and I have no idea who she is or what she was famous for, but if she was on the show, What's My Line, I assume she was a celebrity or famous for something. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think in 1960, most people that were famous, it was because they were in movies, so I'm going to guess she's a movie star, but I don't know anything about her. Having said that, I'm going to assume that she's probably not a real big sports fan, and I'll go even one step further and say that I'm going to guess she probably was not a big fight fan. But she clearly knew what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was. So that leads me to think if she knew, then your sports fans and your fight fans certainly would know. So probably the average American knew what Jiu-Jitsu was in 1960, which is completely opposite of what I always thought. I always thought that Americans were first introduced to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu by Royce Gracie at UFC 1 on November 12th, 1993. But clearly that clip shows I was wrong. Am I the only one that thought that? Seeing this clip, was it as surprising to you as it was to me? Did you know Americans were aware of Jiu-Jitsu back in 1960? I hope some of you will let me know in the comments. Thank you. See ya.
That's all, folks.
Pe curând!